to make the website fully operational, there are some settings to configure. So we have to go to the dashboard and then to WooCommerce and then click on settings. So we are going to configure all these one after another: general settings, products, shipping, payments, accounts and privacy, emails, integration and advanced settings. So with the general settings, we have the address of our store and such options as these. Then our currency and all the related information down here. The next is products. We can leave the first one as by default. You realize that the shop page of our website is your website address /shop. So if you want to change that to a different page, you can do so. Having created the page, you can assign that page as your shop page. But you can leave this to apply the default settings, which is okay. Now there's one thing that I would like to draw attention to here, which is the add to cart behavior. Whether you want to redirect the cart page after successful addition of a product. So let's test how this works so that we can be better informed. So if we go to our shop, and let's say we want to add this particular product, add to cart. Once we click on add to cart, you see that you can just view the cart upon second click. If you click on view cart, it will take you now to the cart page where you can now check out or update or add number of quantities here. Now with this particular setting, it is going to automatically redirect the customer to the cart page the very moment the person adds a product to cart. Let's test this out and see how it works. So check this and update it, save changes. And let's refresh our page by going to the home page and selecting a sample product, adding to cart. And let's see what happens. So the moment you click on add to cart, automatically it redirects you to the cart page. So which of these options do you prefer? I prefer the previous option, but the reason being that someone would want to select 2 or more products before visiting the cart so that the person checks out. So if upon every product addition you redirect them to the cart page, then in essence you are forcing them to stop the shopping and check out, or to view their carts and to check out. So we can leave this option disabled. We don't want to redirect them. They have to visit the cart page when they deem appropriate to do so. So we may want to leave all these the way they are. Do you want to enable product reviews on a website? Yes, we want to. It really helps so that people can leave reviews to inform others of the products that are on the website. We can leave this one too as it is, to show verified owner label on customer reviews. Do you also want to enable star rating on the reviews where they can rate whether 1 star, 2, 3 or 5 stars? And as to whether you want to make this mandatory for people to choose the number of stars they want to rate. So if you made any changes to this, then you have to save the changes before proceeding. The next is shipping. This area is going to help us to add shipping zones to our website. A shipping zone is a geographic region, as the definition is stated here, where a certain set of shipping methods are offered. So let's say that we want this particular country to have this payment method, or this particular area, this particular region, state or province of a country should have a set of shipping methods. And we are going to see all these shipping methods as we proceed. And WooCommerce is going to match the customer to a particular single zone on the basis of their shipping address, so that the shipping method in their zone will display to them when they are checking out. So let's make things practical to see exactly how this works. Let's go to add shipping zone. Shipping zone can be an entire country, a region, a state or province of a country, a town or city. So let's say that we want to use a particular country, let's say Ghana, and the shipping zone is the Greater Accra region of Ghana. So let's name our zone. Let's say that our zone name is Greater Accra region. It means that we'll be able to select regions that are inside this zone. So we select from the drop down, and then we can add a shipping method to this zone. So if you click on add shipping method, we have about 3 shipping methods. We have flat rates, we have free shipping, and local pickup. So let's say that our store is located in Greater Accra region of Ghana. So we want to offer free shipping to all those in this area. So we select free shipping and click on add shipping method. We can add another shipping method, let's say local pickup, and add it to this zone. So what we have done here basically is that we have a zone named Greater Accra region, and we've selected a particular region that makes up this zone. So if we possibly had a zone that covers 2 or more regions, we would have been able to select more to add up to it. But because we have just one region, we chose that and added that to our zone. And then we've assigned shipping methods that will be applicable to this particular zone. It means that during checkout, when the customer enters their address and the website finds out that this location of the customer is inside of this zone, in other words, this chosen region, then these are the shipping methods that will show to such a customer. If the customer chooses a zone that is outside of this, then the shipping methods that are in that particular zone selected are those that will show. Having selected these shipping methods, we can now modify them accordingly. So for free shipping, we can modify this text so that it becomes something that we want to communicate with our customers or our buyers. So click on edit. The title is free shipping. And then we can also add a condition to this free shipping. These are some conditions that we can add. For instance, in addition to the fact that the person is in this zone and hence qualifies for free shipping, there are still some conditions the person may have to meet before qualifying for free shipping. And these are the conditions. The first is a valid free shipping coupon. So you can decide to give a coupon that will allow people to enjoy free shipping, or a minimum order amount. So maybe you can say that for this minimum amount you enjoy free shipping, or either a minimum amount or a coupon, or either a minimum amount and a coupon. So what this means is that although you've given this particular zone free shipping, they should be able to meet certain requirements before enjoying the free shipping. And you can select which one you think you want to offer to your customers, and then you save changes, and that is what will be applied. If you just want to make it free shipping to that zone without any further conditions to be met, you just leave it as not available and then save changes. Then the next is local pickup, which you can equally edit, indicate whether it's taxable or not. So maybe it's not taxable, add your cost. You can even change the name of the local pickup here. Then having set the cost, you now save your changes. Now at the end of this website project, we are going to test all these settings that we've done. Another thing we can do is to go to the shipping options and determine whether we want to allow these features or to disable them. The first feature is, do you want to enable the shipping calculator on the cart page? Yes, we want to do so. Or possibly we want to hide shipping cost until the user enters their address. So you may choose which option you think will be appropriate for you and something that will resonate well with your customers. But basically, this option hides shipping cost, the cost of the shipping, until the address of the user has been entered. So if the user does not enter the address, no shipping cost will be displayed until they have done that. And then you have the shipping destination. Which address would you want to ship to? Which address do you want to indicate as shipping address? Is it the customer's default shipping address, or Is it their billing address or whichever one? By default, you have default to customer billing address. You can also choose this one if only you've allowed them to enter their shipping address different from their billing address. But to simplify things as much as possible, you can just leave this to default to customer billing address and save changes. So let's go back and add another shipping zone by clicking on Add Shipping Zone. So in this situation where we are using Ghana as an example, we've chosen just one particular region of Ghana as our first zone. We have about 15 other regions that we can set their various zone names. We can also classify some of these regions and assign a particular zone name to these. So before we add another zone, the question you may have is that how do you know how to set a zone name? Setting a zone name requires that you know particular locations that you'll be offering certain shipping methods, and as we are going to see, we are going to add certain amount of money or prices to particular shipping methods. The first one we did was free, hence we couldn't add any cost, but there are certain ones that you can also add, such as flat rate. So how do you know which zone to use? Now, for one thing, to give you more insight into the zones, a zone can be a whole continent, such as Africa, such as Europe, or it can be a whole country, such as Ghana, such as Nigeria, or any country at all. A zone can further be broken down into region or province, like we just did, or a particular state, such as Lagos State, such as Delta State. So the rule of thumb here is to just sit down and analyze where you intend to sell to your customers. You can group them into specific regions, provinces, or states and assign a name to that particular region, province, or state. The name of the region can be the same as the name of the zone, unless of course you've added several regions and you want to have a peculiar zone name for these regions you have combined. For instance, you may want to add two regions. Let's say that for Ghana, for instance, I want to add a zone that I'll name Northern Ghana. That means I can add about 4 regions or so, such as the Upper West region, the Upper East, Savannah region, Northern region, and then Northeast. And these are about 5 regions that can be classified as Northern Ghana. Then we give these particular regions a specific zone name so that we can set up a shipping method and a flat rate payment to these particular areas. So we can now go to add shipping method and choose. So from this we can choose flat rate and go to add shipping method. Then we should edit this. So the title could be anything. We have by default flat rate, non-taxable. Then what's the cost of this flat rate? So let's say that you want to charge all these regions in this particular zone a particular amount of money. This amount of money, then you save the changes. It means that when someone checks out and indicates that he resides in any of these regions, or that the product should be shipped to any of these regions, because we've already classified these and assigned a zone plus a shipping method, a flat rate of 50 cedis, it means that that is what will be applied or added to the person's total amount of money during the checkout process. And let's say you want to complete the other one to add another shipping zone. What we can do is to go to shipping zones again, add shipping zone. So to be able to know the zone name, I think the best thing to do is to add the regions first. So let's say that, for instance, in Ghana we have 16 regions. We've used some of them. Let's say we want to classify all the other ones and give these regions a particular zone name. So these are the remaining ones. If only you want to classify all these under a particular zone, then the name could be something like Southern Ghana. Then you can add a shipping method such as flat rate shipping method. Edit the flat rate. assign a cost, save changes. Or as I said earlier, you would want to possibly make each region stand alone as a zone. So here, each of these regions that have been classified as one could be a zone on their own with their individual costs of shipping. So this is how shipping methods and shipping zones are done. The next is payments. What are the payment methods or payment gateways through which your customers can pay to the website? These are the default payment methods or gateways that come with the installation of Woocommerce. And as we are going to see soon, we can add other payment methods as we proceed. So which of these ones would you allow on your website? You enable them and then you set them up with your own payment instructions. So let's say that you want to allow direct bank transfer. Then you enable it and set it up. By setup, you have about 4 things to do. The title of the payment gateway, we've already enabled it here. The description. When the users get to the checkout page, they will see all the payment methods aligned with their brief descriptions that show them what each method is about and as to whether they should choose one or choose the other. So this is a description of this particular payment gateway, direct bank transfer. And these are instructions that you want to add. Instructions such as do this payment, do that, use this as your reference, almost the same as what we have in the description here. And if it is bank transfer, then these are the details that your customers will need: account name, account number, bank name, and all the other related ones. Now, if you make changes and you want to really use this payment method, then as usual, you save changes. Then you go back using this arrow. The next payment method is check payments. If you wish to use check payments whereby customers will pay you offline, that is still something that you can enable, and then you can set it up with your own instructions. You would likely enable cash on delivery payment method so that the customers can pay with cash upon arrival of the products or upon delivery of the product. And you can set it up by enabling it in the first place and clicking on setup. Then here you have the title cash on delivery with a brief description such as pay with cash upon delivery. Then these are the instructions. And having done this, you can leave this empty. We have enable for shipping methods. That is, this particular method, cash on delivery. Should we assign this to only some specific payment methods, we can set it up, or leave it blank so that it will be enabled for all the methods that are available. You can equally use this for offline payments such as mobile money in countries where mobile money is allowed. So you can equally set this up as mobile money, whereby you can have the description as pay with mobile money. Let's say that you have a particular network in mind: pay with MTN mobile money, pay with Vodafone cash, pay with Airtel Tigo cash, or whichever network there is. And then the instructions, you can have an elaborate instruction such as pay your order amount to this particular number using your order ID as reference. You see, when visitors finish checking out, each transaction will be assigned order ID, and this will be sent to them as an email. And also on the final page of the checkout, they will see a summary of the transactions that they've done, and hence they will see the order ID. And so you can add to the instructions that they should use their order ID as payment reference. So this can be used as such: cash on delivery or mobile money or any other payment method that is offline can equally be used here. Having done this, let's go to accounts and privacy to set it up as well. So we have to go through all these one after another and either enable or disable by checking the box or allowing it blank according to how we want actions to be taken on the part of the users of our website. So the first one is whether we want to allow customers to place orders without an account, and yes, we want to do this. We don't want to place needless restrictions on our users or customers, else we are going to lose sales. Allow customers to log into their existing account during checkout. So you may want to allow that. Allow them to create an account during checkout, you may want to allow, or to disable them according to your own discretion. So you have to go through all of these. And if you like how your website works in terms of these account pages, if you go through that and you like how it works currently, then there is no need to interfere with these settings. But if you want to add more settings, you can do this accordingly. So this is the privacy policy page or section. This section controls the display of the privacy policy of the website. Now, what's a privacy policy? A privacy policy is a statement that discloses ways you gather and uses the data of your website users. And the main purpose of privacy policies is to inform the users of your website exactly which personal data or info that is gathered by your website, how you are using such data, and how, most importantly, it is protected. So it is good to have such statements on the website to disclose to your users the motive behind your collection of their data, since they are going to fill forms to provide their details, and apparently you are going to use these details to deliver their products to them and provide services related to your store, and as long as your e-commerce website and their welfare is concerned. So it is good to disclose it for them to know. This particular page, we have registration privacy policy. On the registration page of the website, you can display this particular privacy policy. Just something brief, so that when they click on this as a link, it takes them to the privacy policy page where you have an elaborate information about how their data is collected, protected, and used and all that. But this is just something brief to inform them. On the checkout page too, there is something similar to that. So you may want to customize this, or if you think this is appropriate, you may want to leave this just as it is. Then, having applied your changes, you save changes. The next is emails. Now, as users are creating accounts, as they are making orders, as you are processing their orders, there should be a form of communication between you and these customers. Some of these emails will be sent from your website to you yourself as the administrator, and some of them, most of them in fact, will be sent to the customers to inform them. So these are the various emails that are provided by Woocommerce, and this column shows who receives these particular emails. So recipients are shown here, and this is the column that includes buttons that you can use to manage every single email that will be sent. Let's go down here to make some general configurations. Your website name should be here, and then the email address that it is from should also be indicated clearly here. Then the footer section, you can have something that is about your brand. This is site title, so it will pick the default site title that you have here and place it. And then this is another information built with Woocommerce, so you can delete this whole section, or if you have a tagline, then you can add your tagline here. Then you can choose a color, the main color of the email, and then you save your changes. So this is the time to configure each email. Mostly these emails, the contents are fitting already for the purpose for which they are created. But if you want something custom, then you can manage each of these emails using the manage button on each email. For example, this is a new order. So when a new order is placed, and as we saw from the first one, the recipient here is you, the administrator. Now when someone makes a new order, how should you receive such an email? This is the default subject. Your site title will appear here, such as my online store, then new order, and then the order number or the order ID will be also part of the subject that will be sent to you as an email. There is an email heading also, then additional content is also equally here. So you can make changes, but if you wish, you can just leave this and that is fine. Go to the other list of email templates. When an order is cancelled, how should you receive such an email? When there is a failed order, when there is an order on hold, this one will be sent to your customer. So you see the recipient column here, this mail is sent to the customer. When an order is placed on hold by you or the store manager, how should the recipient receive this message? You can manage this too by clicking on manage, and then we see by default the subject is your site title order has been received. So if your website name is online store, it will appear as your online store order has been received. Thank you for your order as the email heading. Then additional content is we look forward to fulfilling your order soon. And it's good to enable all these emails so that it enables an effective communication between you and your customers. The next is when order is being processed. Another one is when the order has been completed, when an order has been refunded. And all the other ones that you see here, customer note, reset password, when there is a new account created, how should the message be sent to the customer? So you can go through all these, and once again, as I said earlier, you can leave the default emails, which will work fine unless you want something custom. Then you can edit them according to your own requirements. The next section, integration, I don't think we are going to use this feature for anything now. So we go to advanced settings. The first aspect of this advanced settings is page setup. Now we have various pages that are by default on the website, and they should be there mandatorily because every online store or e-commerce website should have a cart page, a checkout page, an account page where they'll be able to manage their orders. They can log in to have a personalized browsing experience. There should be a terms and conditions page, and all these are the pages that are assigned to these options. So you can leave these settings by default. This is secure checkout, and we may not want to worry so much about this feature because at the end of the website development we are going to learn how we can force our entire website to load over HTTPS so that it will be so secure for your customers to still be able to provide their payment details without any leakage of data or credit card details if you collect such details from the website. You may choose to leave all these also by default, and as well as those down here. So basically we may not do anything at all on this page. But one thing that requires attention here is the terms and conditions page. The page is there, but we have to customize the text so that it will be something meaningful to our users to read. In that case, we would go to pages and then terms and conditions and set it up.